There we go. Commissioner Reyes, I want to thank you for being here. And I want to thank my former colleague, Billy Ocasio, for inviting me. I want you to know that for much of the time that I served in the City Council, and I was there for 19 years, Billy was chair of the Latino caucus. And as somebody who was vice chair of the Black caucus, I can tell you, being in a caucus like that is trying to herd cats. And Billy did a great job in putting forward the aspirations and concerns of the Latino community, and worked very closely with the Black caucus around redistricting issues. Those were long and difficult fights, and I'm very grateful to him for his leadership in the City Council. I'm pleased to be here today to celebrate International Women's Day. Actually, you know, this has been celebrated for more than 100 years. Hard to believe, more than 100 years. And 100 years ago, only 5 states in this country, Wyoming, Colorado, Utah, Idaho, and Washington, notice Illinois isn't one of them. 100 years ago, women had the vote in this country only in those 5 states. And it was only with the ratification of the 19th Amendment in 1920 that women got the right to vote all across the country. So 1920, the year my mother was born, women in this country got the right to vote everywhere. So 100 years ago, married women couldn't teach in school. You had to be a single woman. You couldn't get a divorce. And if you got into a dispute with your husband, it was most likely that you lost custody of your children. Custody went to the men. So it's remarkable what's been accomplished in the last 100 years. We've won many victories and we've opened up many opportunities. And I think today lots of young women have no idea, they can't imagine what it was like before women could vote, before you could retain custody of your children if there was a divorce, before you could get a loan without your husband signing for it. We still have many of the concerns, though, of the women who gathered 100 years ago in a variety of rallies to celebrate International Women's Day. We don't have access to equal justice or economic opportunity. It's still true that women on the average, even with the same qualifications, make less than men in similar positions. We haven't eradicated poverty, and in fact, the gap in incomes is widening, not lessening. Sexism, racism, discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation, it's more openly discussed and debated, but we still have a long way to go. We have to work harder to secure equal justice and equal access to economic opportunity. And it seems to me that as women, we have a particular opportunity to remember not just women's material needs, but to support their educational, cultural, and spiritual aspirations. By the way, my commendations to the poet, that was great.
Thank you.
So I'm a big fan of a song called Bread and Roses, and it stems from a 1912 Lawrence, Massachusetts, 30,000 people, 30,000 textile workers came out, women and men, to protest around both wages and working conditions, and it was the impetus for the song Bread and Roses. The people who marched that day in 1912 wanted living wages and they wanted dignity. They wanted a range of human needs acknowledged for women, for men, and for their children. We can do no less today. I want to commend Billy and all of you who have worked so hard to make this dream a reality, and I want to say that all of us have to continue to work to implement our dreams, and in particular, to push for equality between men and women. Thank you very much.